Hello guys and welcome to another video on the Adam Talks YouTube channel. Today we're just going to be having a look at eBay and positive feedback / negative feedback. So what I've got here is two images. This first image that you'll see here is just an image of my personal eBay account. It's the one that I use to buy and sell on. As you can see, 100% positive feedback, only 153, not a lot. I've had this for years, but I don't always use eBay too much. Now, the second one, which we'll go on to, is my reselling business eBay. Again, only 172 positive feedback, but bear in mind that this one, I've only been doing this for, since April 2019, so not too far. It might have been February 2019, but either way, not a long time. This is only a part-time thing, something I do in my spare time, but really the purpose of this video is just to talk through how I've managed to maintain positive feedback throughout the time that I've been doing eBay on both of my eBay pages, and how you can do it too, what's important, what's not important, that sort of thing. So just to start with then, so item is described, so it's really important. As you can see, these ratings here, they're all actually 5-star, meaning that they've individually rated me on the feedback ratings 5 stars on everything. Now they're differing numbers, maybe some people vote on some and not on others. I don't quite know how that works, but they're all 5-star, and also you can see the 162 positive feedback. So as I was saying, item is described. So you've really got to make sure when you're listing something on eBay that you are doing everything you can to make it clear. So what's that? That's doing a good title and only putting what's needed in there, not putting anything that doesn't really attain to the item. It's about taking good quality photos and making sure that any flaws, any damage is photographed. It's there for people to see. Also, you've got, when you're actually listing the items, there's tabs, like item-specific tabs that you can actually edit. You can put brands in there, you can put like accessory types, you can put material, you can put all that sort of stuff. Now, on the eBay app, at least on iOS, it will actually tell you how many searches a month your category gets for that thing. So, for example, if you put material plastic, it will kind of show you how many people are searching for, say, an action figure that's plastic as opposed to an action figure that's, something else. Most are going to be plastic, but that's just an example. So yeah, you'd put your brands, materials, all that sort of stuff in there. There's then also the description. So it's really important to make sure that you're writing clearly in there what the item is, the condition of it, any flaws. It's basically everything you've already got in the photos. It's everything that you've already got in the description, but it's just like sort of nice, succinct paragraph, just tell you what it is. I mean, it can be up to 5,000 characters, I think. You probably don't need that many, but it's just to say, look, this is what the item is. It's got a few marks on it. Please see the pictures, that sort of thing, and what it means. I mean, the reason why eBay is so sort of focused on the item as described is that, returns cost money. They cost eBay money because they have to, do a refund, and they're not then able to keep those funds that they've taken, in terms of the eBay fees. Also, it's just, a lot of hassle, puts people off using eBay, puts people off repeat custom, that kind of thing. So it's really important that items are as described, both for eBay, for the seller, and for yourself, because do you really want a return? Probably not. So that is one thing that people are asked about in the feedback. And obviously, if that has all been done correctly, people are going to be more likely. I mean, this figure here, 162 positive, is not a reflection of what we've got in the feedback ratings. But if you've got good feedback ratings, if you've done everything right there, chances are people are probably going to be happy with the product or service that you have provided. Now, the next one is communication. So that is just in terms of, and it should be quite obvious, but just talking to people. So if someone messages you asking about an item, responding, but not just responding, say, because some of the I see screenshots on Facebook pages of some of the conversations people have, and they can be really unprofessional. Like, I appreciate for a lot of people eBay's part-time, but again, these are customers. If you wouldn't do it in your day job, don't do it on eBay. If you are doing it in your day job and eBay, you're probably going to lose your job soon, and your eBay page is probably going to get so much bad feedback that no one buys from you. So you've really got to think about this. So It also goes to say that, if someone, for example, buys something and there is something wrong with it, now sometimes just a message saying, look, I'm really sorry, I never would have meant to have done that, let me put this right, what do you want me to do? I had one before where it was a WWE plastic title belt. In the pictures, it looked really good, but there were some scratches, and that was my error for not properly taking those pictures. They came back to me, said, look, this was for my son. This isn't, what I'd ordered, all that sort of stuff. I went back, really apologetic, really professional, just because genuinely I wouldn't want to do that, but it's something that just obviously happened. We can't be perfect 100% of the time. Now, I asked them what I could do to put it right. If they said they wanted a refund or they, wanted. I was happy to send them another belt. I didn't have the same one, but just a different one for their son for the collection. They came back and said, look, there's nothing that you can do. It's just a bit of a shame that this happened. I responded, okay, look, if you need anything, just let me know. Just send me a message. Now, I can't say that person contributed to this, but, that sort of thing, that sort of open communication, rather than me going back and saying, wait a second, what this isn't this is what was in the photo, this is the same item, what you want about, and being sort of condescending to the person. I've been really professional, really polite, treated it as if it matters, as if it's my business. And actually, there you can see 5-star ratings on communication. And again, that person, now I don't necessarily know that they gave me positive feedback for that transaction, but what they didn't do is give me neutral or negative, and that's really important to me. The fact that I've got 100% positive feedback, is really important, and that just goes to show that, I think if I'd have gone back to that person and been rude, condescending, like I do see, I probably would have a negative feedback there, and that's just one case. Another one, it's an order that I packed yesterday. It was some broken WWE figures. One of them included a leg that was detached from the figure, and the leg had gone missing. So I sent a message to the person who'd ordered it saying, really sorry, the leg's not there. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to proceed with the order? Would you like me to just throw a couple of accessories in? He said, a couple of accessories is absolutely fine. I put in a sledgehammer accessory and the Undertaker's hat, which I had just laying around unlisted. And again, I don't know that I'm going to get a positive feedback from that, but I think when he opens that and finds a couple of little things in there, he's probably more likely to give me a positive than a negative. But if I'd have just sent that, well, I'm not doing my part on the communication front, am I? On to the next one, so that is dispatch time. So dispatch time, you can set that in your settings, and mine is 3 working days, so which is quite a long time. A lot of people get their orders out the next day, but I do work full time alongside eBay, so it's not like I can just always go to the post office, especially when they're open the same time that I work. That said, I always keep to that 3 days. So yeah, not too much more to say about that, other than just make sure if someone orders that you get the thing out on time, and that actually, if you said that you're going to send it first class, second class, 3 to 5 days, whatever, service you're using, make sure that you choose that service. Don't promise first class and send second, because even though that's not necessarily dispatch time, that is, something that people will actually look at and think, well, you know what, I didn't get this in time, and when you've used the wrong service, then you don't really have a leg to stand on there. And finally, postage. So yeah, just make sure that you pack your items properly. It doesn't have to cost you a fortune, but I do buy boxes. You see, again, I've seen on these Facebook groups, some people will receive packages and they've ordered like a teacup or a teapot, something like Crocs, something glass, something like that, and it turns up in a clear jiffy bag, so just like a sort of plasticky sort of bag, and it just makes absolutely no sense, because that's obviously going to smash. Royal Mail don't just keep it, or whatever service, don't just keep it and be careful. They do throw things around. They have to. It's part of the speed of service. So what I would say is buy some boxes. You can buy all sorts of boxes from like eBay and Amazon, just yeah, specifically, you can search like Royal Mail boxes and it will literally come up with ones that fit the size. What I'll probably do is in the description of this video, just put a few ones that I use, just so you're sort of aware and you can follow that link. But yeah, just, get some boxes. Looks professional. Not to say that I don't use secondhand boxes, I absolutely do. But, if you're sort of selling a lot, just make sure you've got some good boxes. So when that thing sells that might be breakable, you've got a box. You can use, I just use old newspapers that I get from people. So I've got stacks and stacks of the stuff. Whenever I get a parcel delivered, I'll save the filling and I'll actually reuse that for a parcel. So again, I think postage, it's to do with the type of post you use. So like I said, in the dispatch time, making sure that you've used the one that you've promised to use, but also that you've properly packaged everything. Because if you don't and something turns out broken, not only is it annoying for the customer, not only are they potentially or most likely going to give you a negative feedback, which is going to impact your eBay stats, which is going to impact your seller level, also it's going to cost you money. You're going to have to send a refund for the product and the postage, when actually you could have kept that money. A box might cost 20p or 30p on its own, but if you're having to send a refund to someone for £10-15 for a teapot, well, realistically that's the cost of like 100, or well, no, more like 50 boxes. So what benefit does it have? Just be professional. I think that's like, to sum it up, because we're at the end of the list of things now. I mean, they're not the only things that are going to fall into why you get bad feedback. Sometimes people just want to give you bad feedback. Sometimes people, just want to scam you and get something for free. But I think by and large, if you stick to being professional in those 4 areas and any other area that eBay falls under, and they are the main ones, so I'm not going to ramble into the rest of them, but just like, be transparent, be professional, keep to all of your promises, so dispatch time, quality of the item, that kind of thing, and you can also have 100% positive feedback. And if you've done all of that and someone still gives you negative feedback, someone says that you've done something you haven't, although eBay has quite a bad name in some ways with some of the resellers, actually, you know what? They will remove bad feedback. Now, I don't think they can remove neutral feedback, which is a pain, but they can remove bad feedback. So if you have an item where actually you've done everything that you were supposed to do and the person just wants to complain, they're trying to get some money back from you, if they put something in there and you can prove that you haven't done that and you ring eBay, they will normally remove the negative feedback. So that's just something to bear in mind. But that is now the end of this video. So thanks for sticking with me to the end. If you would like to drop a like on there, that'd be really appreciated. Subscribe to the channel for more on eBay, making money, saving money, that sort of stuff. And yeah, I will catch you next time. Thank you.